In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to remove everything you need to remove to do a full paint protection film wrap or color change wrap on your Tesla Model Y Juniper. This includes front bumper, wheel well trims, camera, mirrors, window trims, upper pillar trims, rear hatch, tail lights. Those are all included in this video. I'll show you guys how to remove the wheel well trim on a 2026 Model Y Juniper. There is one clip right here that you have to remove. Use a plastic pry tool like this. This black one I got here, or if you have one of these guys, you can use this, or a flat screwdriver if you have to. There's also two clips there on the mud flap that you have to remove. All right, you can take your plastic pry tool and just get it inside that little groove that you see there and just pop that out just like that. This just tightens by being pushed in. It pushes those out, tightens it. So once you can pop it out, it releases those, pull it out. Same thing down here by the mud flap. A little more difficult to get to, but very similar clip. Once you got those out, just push in with the mud flap. It does have two little hooks here that hook into here. So you just need to push towards the inside of the wheel well and it'll pull right off. All right, next you can just get your hands in behind here and just give a little wiggle. Just pop it. You'll want to move to the front, get the front popped off first, and then move towards the back and pull up when you get to the back. Because there's this little guy that hooks into the back there. So when you're putting it back in, make sure you hook this guy in first and then go around and clip them back in. But seeing as we're wrapping this car, we're gonna leave it off. All right, and for the rear wheel trim there, we're just gonna go ahead and put 3 fingers right here, thumb here, pull. This one's got no clips. No clips that you need to remove. There's only clips on the inside here. So go around and pop that right out just like that. Now this one does have this that fits into the rocker there. So when you're putting it back in, line it up there, get that into place first, and then pop the rest back into place. So there you go. I'm going to show you guys how to remove the front fender camera. We've already removed this fender trim. After you've done that, you can just stick your hand behind here and there's a little clip here and a little clip here. You're just gonna push up on those guys and that'll pop right out like that. That was too easy. And then there's 2 wiring harnesses. So for these guys, you want to take this red piece and pull back on that thing and then push down here like that. Same thing here. And if that's not working, like it seems to be here, it's not going far enough back if it's not working. So all the way back and then down and pull. Just like that, we got the camera removed. All right, and that's how simple it is to remove the camera. Showing you guys how to remove the window trims. Really simple, really fast. So open your door, grab the back of the trim here and just lift up and do a little twist forward and then just twist and pull up just like that. So just repeat that 4 times. Here we go. Back when you get a little bit more leverage. All right, passenger side, same thing. We'll just grab this one right away. Just like that. Now to put it back in, start by pushing down in the front and then towards the mirror, get it locked in by the mirror there. Start pushing down towards the back and then work your way back to the front. Just make sure it's clipped in there nicely. All four. These are technically called belt moldings, but window trim moldings all off in just like a minute. Talk about how to remove the mirror and door panel, because you need to remove the door panel to remove the mirror properly. A few tools that you're going to need for this job is some plastic pry tools, a T30 Torx bit, and a 10 mil. To get started with removing the door panel, there's this little reflector here. You have to pop that off. I suggest just using a plastic pry tool. I'll show you that in a second. But one of the T30s is behind here. And then underneath the door handle here, there's a T30 here, right beside the light. And then there's another T30 over here. So we're gonna go ahead and pop that off and take those out. All right, so plastic pry tool, you can use one of these guys. Just make sure it's not really damaged there. So I'm just gonna pop that out, just like that. And there's that T30 I was talking about. So we can go ahead and just remove this guy. All right, another little tip I like to give people is when you're taking a panel apart, let's say like how I'm doing this door panel, there's a couple screws, a couple pieces. Grab a Ziploc bag and just mark what it's for, and just put all your hardware in there. That way you're not getting things confused, especially like this car where we're taking apart a couple different door panels. We don't want to get them confused, so we'll just keep them all separated in a Ziploc bag. Set that aside, or take out the next two T30s that I showed you here. Zip that up. That's not going anywhere. You can even just put it into here if you want. After you've done that, take your plastic pry tool. I suggest starting somewhere along this side here and getting that kind of in there and pop off. Once you've gotten one or two of those, you can hear those pops once or twice. You've popped out one or two of those clips. Then you can just get your fingers in there and start popping those clips out. Just move along the door. And then once you get far enough, you're actually just gonna, and then with this little speaker, you just gotta pull it off. It hooks onto here. There we go. And then on the inside here, if you pull this up, once you pull your panel back, you'll see that there's this cord. This is the door handle cord. So we're just gonna pop this yellow piece. Give it a little wiggle. Should pop right out. There we go. Just wiggle a little bit. And then move that forward and just slide that out. And then, okay, they don't make this easy. I forgot. Okay, so there's a clip here. You gotta push down, get that guy out. Out. After you get that guy out, just take your plastic pry tool, pry that thing out there, and that is also here. Do it again here. You got a bunch more things to unhook. All right, so you're gonna just popping these guys off, and then you can just take your plastic pry tool, carefully pull that guy out there. There we go. For that one, a little flat screwdriver or a pick tool like this. You're just gonna push up on that and pry forward. Now you can put that guy back into there if you popped it out. And now we got another clip here. That's for the lights. This one, it's just a matter of pushing down on this, which is on this side here. So just push down on that, pull out. We got another, looks like it could be another one where we just, yeah, there you go, just a little pry inside there. Don't pry too much, just a light little pry, and pull forward. We got the speaker wire here. That one should be an easy clip off there. Now these guys in here. So if you pop this piece off, it's got a little piece of plastic that hooks it, keeps it on there. But you can then get to these wires. So that one's just a matter of prying that down. Oh, look, that comes out forward. Get that one out. That one's just got a little clip there. And then this one is again a little pry in there. So there we go. We got all the wires disconnected that we need. Now we got this guy here. So we're just gonna take our plastic pry tool, get that. It's definitely best if you can get someone else to help you hold this, but it does work to do it by yourself too. Okay, just like that. A little time consuming, but we got all of our wires disconnected. So you definitely want to hang that somewhere, tuck that away so you're not jamming it up when you close the door. As you can tell, I just tucked that away there. This wiring harness here. So this one has a little piece here that you just push down on and pull out. And then we'll have this clip here. Once again, we'll use there we go. This one has 2 points. If you can get at it, top and bottom, works easier. Now we have a clip on this side. There's one clip right here that you just need to pull out. And then after that, you can lift that up and you can get at that 10 mil for the mirror. And then there's this 10 mil that's behind the wiring harness, this 10 mil here, and this 10 mil here. So we're gonna go ahead and remove both of those, or all 3 of those. Go ahead and pull this back and remove those guys. When you're removing the last one, I suggest reaching over and grabbing onto the mirror because it is gonna come loose. It should be a clip that holds it from falling out, but I always like to do this as an extra safety precaution. Now just push that rubber out and pull up on the mirror. Feed the wire through. And the mirror's out, just like that. So not super difficult, but does take some time. And you gotta have a couple tools, but not a lot of tools to be able to do this. So this will just make your install a lot easier. You'll be able to clean a little bit more in depth. So, or if you need to replace parts. We're gonna go through removing the front bumper and headlights. We're gonna start by opening the front, and we gotta take all this off. Let's go through that right now. All right. First off, you got to take apart this top part of the plastic here. I'm going to get my finger back here. Just going to start pulling. All right, just like that. We got that guy removed. That's just a bunch of these plastic white clips. So it's just a matter of pulling in the right spots, removing those. All right, next we got a 10 mil here and a 10 mil over there, and then also 2 in the front here, storage unit. So we're gonna take those 2 out and these 2 out. Then once those are out, you can just pull this whole thing out. You got one clip, one wiring clip to deal with right here. like that. Pop that out, and now you can remove the whole front. So as you can see, that exposes the front light bar, the center part of the light bar. 1, 2, 3, and 4 10 mil bolts there. One wiring harness here. So we're going to go ahead and remove those. This wiring harness, just pull this gray piece back and push down. Pull that out, set that aside. Once you've got those bolts removed, you can just give it a wiggle and pull up, and that whole light bar removed. There's just a alignment pin here, a clip here, and a clip here. Now you can see another 1, 2, 3, 4 10 mil bolts. We're going to leave those for now, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove Torx bolts that are here. There's 1 and 2 here, and then another 10 mil over here. And remove those on both sides. Are a T40. After you remove both of those, go ahead and remove 10 mil that's up here. There's also another one of these plastic clips that we're going to have to remove here. The fender liner. That releases that. There's another Torx right there that we'll have to remove. Also, there is 1 and 2 clips here. I already took this one out. Forgot to film it. So we're just going to take this one out. 2 of these clips. 1 here and 1 here. Get at that. All right, got that guy out. That releases this bottom part of the bumper from the fender liner, or that lower shield, I mean. We're just going to repeat the same thing we just did on the other side, on this side. Moving them to underneath the bumper. First bolt you're going to have is one of the Torx. This will also be a Torx 40, same size as everything else that's been on this bumper. And then we got another 10 mil, got another Torx, another 10 mil, Torx, 10 mil, and Torx. So go ahead and remove all those. Now that we've got those bottom bolts out, we only got the 4 on the top here left. So we're going to go ahead and just get our fingers underneath here. And we're just going to pull. As you can tell, that is all loose. Just a little wiggle. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Pull it loose like that. Now, the reason we're keeping those top bolts in is so that doesn't fall. Eric already came and pulled this, so he gave me a little head start here. All right. All I need to do is take those top 10 mil bolts out, and then there'll be a wiring harness for the front camera afterwards. As you can hear that pop, it already wants to come loose. It does have these little retainers, but they are kind of just popping already. As you can tell, lifted up there. I don't know if you can see that. Eric, do you mind coming over here and giving me a hand? No. Okay. Boss doesn't want to help me. I just don't want to drop it. So here there is, can you see that? Yep. There's this little black clip that needs to be separated. Just take 2 of your fingers and you just kind of separate that clip, and then you'll be able to pull that off like that. And then this guy, this one, push that down and pull out. Yeah, there is 2 wiring harnesses right here. You see it?
Yep.
Okay, so this one, we'll just pop that out.
2 clips inside there. There we go.
That one's out, and then 1 more here. So this one, that little black tab is what we're trying to get down. There we go. There we go. Just like that. Now your bumper is completely loose, just like that. Now that we've got the bumper out, now we can take the headlight out. Again, just 10 mil. There's this bolt here. There is this one right here. And then up in here is another bolt. You can kind of see it through there. There's that bolt. So go ahead and take all 3 of those out. It is going to get pretty loose because that is a last bolt. There's a couple little metal clips. You just push those in and then pull out. The whole assembly will come out. And you got 1 wiring harness to deal with. 1 small wiring harness. We got the black and the red clip again. There we go. Now, also something to take note of, the passenger side headlight assembly does have these 2 wiring harnesses that we took apart to take the bumper off. So you just need to pop those off. Like that. And then you can take your headlight out. Alright guys, and that is how to remove the front bumper and headlights. I'll show you how to remove this upper trim, which is on your pillar. So it's really easy. Just got to open both of your doors. We've got that one taken apart because we're wrapping this thing. If you come in here, just start by popping this guy out here. This guy right here has a clip. We do need to grab a pry tool. So we'll grab a plastic pry tool, just get it into there for that clip right there. And after that, you can just pull that molding all the way till right there. We'll leave that there, and then we'll have to do the same thing. Okay, so coming from the back, we can get under here, and we're gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna pull and let that hang right there. Now in here, there's some T20 screws, 3 on the back, and I think there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the front. So we're just going to go ahead and take all those out. One more here. As you can tell, it's already falling. It's loose. Come to the back. And last one. Now you can just grab it, lift it up, and pull forward because it hooks into here. So when you're putting it back in, make sure you hook that into there and then start putting your screws back in. So we're going to grab that. All right, that is it. Simple, few bolts. I'm going to show you guys how to remove the rear fin and light bar. Stumbled there for a second. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go through the whole process of everything that we got to remove for this, which includes all these inside parts. And then there's a bunch more. So let's get right into it. We got to start with taking this U-shaped piece here. I don't know what the actual technical term is for it. Let's start by doing that. Just work our way around here. It just pops off. All right, this guy's just held on with a bunch of these plastic white clips. And after that, you got 2 of these clips here, 1 there and 1 here. We're going to go ahead and use this little this little pry tool here. You can also use a flat screwdriver or your plastic pry tool for that. Just one of those guys. And 1 more. Just like that. All right, now that we got those out, now we can just pull this back piece. This is also just clips. There is going to be 1 wiring harness for this. I believe it's just 1. Yep. 1 wiring harness. Clip that one off. Set that aside. All right. Now this guy here is being held on with 2 10mm bolts I believe this is just some sort of weight, and you have to get this thing off to be able to get at a 10 mil that is behind there that is holding the fin on. So we'll take those two 10 mils off. And then just slide it forward because it hooks in with these guys. It hooks in there. So slide it forward, take that off, and now you'll be able to get this 10 mil that is in there. So yeah, after that's off, there's an alignment pin there, and then there's a 10 mil right there. So get that guy off. Okay, next there is another 10 mil here on this side. And if you go to this side, there's another 10 mil right there. Take those ones out. Next, there is a T25 here and a T30 right there. Go ahead and pop both those out on both driver and passenger side. Then you can go ahead and get both of these wiring harnesses. This one just has this white tab. Pull that out. This one's got another one of those red tabs. Pull that back, and then there's a little white tab. I'll use this to demonstrate right here. Pull that, push that down, and pull out. So once again, that little white tab is this one right here. Once you pull that red tab back, push down on that white tab and pull out. All right, next we're going to remove both of these T30s here. And same thing on the other side. And then there's another two 10 mils, one here and one here. Go ahead and remove both of those. All right, so next step is just take your pry tool, plastic pry tool, stick it into this little crack here, and just pry up. You might have to put a little pressure on there, and that fin should come loose. So we're just gonna close the hatch a little bit. To take it all the way off. Now, as you can see here, we've got those 10 mils that we took out from the inside. And then from the side, there's where those Torx bolts were, and the rest of it's just clips. So all we got left here now is 1, 2, 3 10 mils and this wiring harness. Now, because we already removed the wires from the inside, we can just pull them out like that. Now we can take our 10 mil and these 3 bolts. I do believe from here it's just clips, so you just need to carefully pop those clips off. Just like that. Thing just flies open. All right, and that is how to remove the fin and the light bar from the rear of your Tesla Model Y Juniper. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Hope this was helpful and informative. See you guys in the next one.